All right. With any luck, we are live here on Mona Island. I think we've got some. First of all, this poor gentleman over here who's like stuck in the middle of nowhere working on a Sunday. But it looks like we've got some livestock around here as well. But this is where we flew into on what Friday, and here we are. Yeah, this is looking pretty cool actually. So hey, Chris, what's going on? I saw you were already loaded in. Um, so yeah, so this is the freeware scenery of this island, which is really pretty cool. I don't know how many um I don't know how many parking spots there are here. Let's see here. We got 1013 on the altimeter. All right, so let's go do some flying here. Toes are on the brakes. External power supply on, mixtures and props full forward. Turn all this fun stuff off. I gotta create a view that I can just do that with. All right, rotating beacon on, mixtures and props full forward, master and battery switches on. We'll go fuel pumps on. We will open the fuel tanks. Starter hood cover is open. Magnetos on left. Crack the throttles. Take a look outside. See if there's anybody out here to kill or maim, and there is not. So we'll go right engine first. Good start. Fuel pressure and oil pressure good. Left prop is clear. And we'll go left. Starter, that is good. Oil pressure is good. Alright, we'll go mags to both. Close the starter hood cover. Fuel pumps coming off. Fuel pressures are okay. Gotta bring those throttles back a little bit. Avionics master coming on. Lean the mixtures for taxi. So, matey, what's going on? Oh, nice. That sounds like a good time, though. I hope you have a good. Hope you have a good flight, matey. And Wilbur, welcome, sir. How are you doing? This is awesome. We got a good crowd here, loaded in for today's flight. I kind of like this scenery too. It looks like a little bit better grassland area. All right, waiting for the Garmin to come up. Let's go transponder, squawk altitude, and we'll go boink boink. Good to go. Our fuel supply. Fuel supply is looking good. I put in some extra fuel today because I don't know how long this flight's going to be. I don't know how long it's going to be. D-Dog, what's going on? Good, good, good. Let's release the parking brake. This should be what? About a heading of probably 0.75 if I had to guess. That was a pretty bad guess, 0.89. But this should be a fun flight. I'm looking forward to this little bit of hopscotching here, like we did up in Turks. This should be a good time. Um, yeah, Wilbur, it's a good day to do some flying. It's funny because I was feeling kind of like groggy and just like one of those afternoons ready to kind of waste the day away. And then I was like, as soon as I sat down and started getting ready for the flight, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be fun. All right, cool. So looks like a pretty much a straight crosswind, huh? I forget what runway this even is. So this is, yeah, runway 15, so it would be pretty much a straight crosswind. But we'll go down. That's a sharp looking airplane right there. All right. We'll go down to the other end down here. I want to go see. Oh, so I thought that was like live animals over there. It's actually this looks like part of the scenery, I guess. This is a pretty cool airport. I mean, Little helipad. Pretty nice, relatively nice setup there on the old terminal building and such. We got some horses over here doing what horses do. Yeah, we're gonna have to use the whole runway here for sure. But whoever did this scenery did a pretty nice job. I think this is pretty cool. So let's get takeoff flaps in. Let's get some takeoff flaps in. We'll get our fuel pumps on. And this will be a nice left turnout here. So I hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. I had my mom here, which was nice. And she's getting into Formula One, so we watched the Chinese Grand Prix this morning, a replay of it. We didn't stay up till 3 in the morning to watch it. But that was a pretty cool race, as most of the F1 races are nowadays. It's a pretty cool race for second place. I mean, Max getting what, 0.6 of a second on Checo in the same car. I mean, and Checo's a good driver. It's pretty crazy. But it's the way it is, right? I mean, that guy can drive. All right, so fuel mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps are on. And yeah, this is a grass runway too, so it's going to be maybe a little bit. Do a short field takeoff here. All right, toes are on the brakes. Mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps are on. Flaps are set. Takeoff power is coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments in the green. Airspeed is alive. Put in our left crosswind correction here. It actually seems to hold it pretty well in Sim Update 15. Normally the crosswind correction would tip the plane right over, but it doesn't seem to do that. That's great. So that's definitely an improvement. That is definitely an improvement in Sim Update 15. And let's go flying. Oh, this feels nice to get off the ground. I will bring the power back here to 25. Props back to 25, 400 feet. Let the nose drop here a little bit. Bring the flaps up. All right. And cruise climb 100 knots will do the trick. And there's our first leg. Beautiful day. So I'm starting to wonder again. Hey Sherwin, what's going on? How you doing? And Samuel, Alphaz, good to see you guys. Sorry, I'm staring at my flying. Missed the chats. I hope you guys are doing well. Developers have to opt into the ground handling improvements. It's I have read that, and I'm not sure because they're talking about two separate things. They're talking about the A-42 is a good airplane, Samuel. Let me know how you like that. Because they're talking about. Let's go fuel pumps off. We'll check our fuel pressures. Fuel pressures looking good. I don't know if it's so they're talking about the ground handling and the soft tire thing. So I don't know. I'll have to look at it again, but I know what you mean. But what I can tell you is that the ground handling definitely feels different. It definitely feels different right there. So that was a crosswind takeoff, and I had that full left aileron in. If I had done that in Sim Update 14, the plane would have just gone, and just the wing would have just driven right into the ground. And it doesn't do that in Sim Update 15. So something's different for sure, and it's like in every airplane. It's in every airplane, so it's something. bring that manifold pressure up here, and just coming left here a little bit to pick up our heading. And here we go, 50 feet below our cruise altitude. Pull the power back, pull the props back, pitch the nose over. A little bit late, that's okay. And let's get the plane leveled off. We get a gross trim application and just see what we get here. And Samuel, I'm sorry I missed your question. Yeah, in Alphas, you're absolutely right. They should only show P2 down. But Samuel, anything you want to fly, anything you want to fly, we usually fly like Mishko Blue said in the 120 to 140 knot range, you know, and then people even fly faster planes than that, and it's all good. And now let's come about onto our heading. Getting some serious updrafts right now. Let's get a look here. Alright, not looking too bad. Yeah, exactly, Sherwin, yeah. And it's funny, I flew the 172 once, and maybe twice, and I didn't really feel too much of a difference in it, but I wouldn't give too much credence to that, because like I said, I only flew it really just like 2 short flights. But it was interesting what they were talking about with the soft tires and the kind of the fact that the ground handling for FS20 kind of, well, not kind of, came directly from FSX, which was all, based on flat ground. They had no undulating ground. If you remember, the runways didn't have any undulation to them, and so there were all kinds of parameters that didn't really exist when they started with Flight Sim 2020. So it's all kind of interesting stuff, and definitely going to be interesting to see how Flight Sim 2024 is looking. Let's see if I can just let the plane settle in here a little bit. It's pitching up and down. And I forgot to open up Volanta so I can see where everybody is. Yeah, Bob. Some people go with the F-18, you know. But this should be a fun flight today. Once we get over to Puerto Rico, there's gonna be a lot of quick little hops, and there's some neat little airports, I think. So looks like we got a bit of a wind out of the southeast today. So there's a whole bunch of people flying out of Bogota back over to Europe today from that cross the pond event they had yesterday. And I just wish this plane would stop pitching up and down and up and down and up and down. That's really gets annoying. Positive dynamic stability is what we're looking for and not finding. So let's lean it out a little bit here. So nose down. Keep going on the leaning. It's kind of a chilly, gray day here in New York, and so I'm pretty happy to be enjoying some Caribbean sunshine today. That's trimmed. That's reversal on the EGTs. We'll push the mixtures in just a little bit. And yeah, 14 gallons an hour. That's all right. And we're pitching up and down and up and down. But we won't harp on that. So who have we got today? We've got Chris over here to my right in the P149D. And there's Jason behind me. We got Captain Hunter in trail. And we got Sebastian. So we're all good to go. So good to be back in the plane again. It's funny, like the only time I get to fly anymore, it seems like, is when I do these with you guys. And I mean, I don't remember the last time I flew the ATR or the 737. So what's going on with you guys? How's everybody's weekend? Did anybody play? Did anybody join in with the cross the pond event yesterday? I really want to do that one of these days. Although I kind of wonder if it would be like almost too overwhelming, depending on how well they have the ATC set up. Because I flew out of Heathrow a couple weeks ago, and it took longer to get my clearance and to get taxied than it did to do the flight. Um, oh, nice. So we're gonna look. Oh, you watched A330 Driver? Yeah. There was another guy, another German streamer that I watch. He's a younger kid. He's probably, I mean, he's in his 20s. I think he's also an A330 pilot. I forget for who. One of Lufthansa's like subsidiaries. Um, but he's a first officer for one of them. And he streamed for 11 and a half hours yesterday. So Sherman, is that a dev stream we have coming up on a Wednesday? So I guess it's about time, right? It seems like they do those every other month. They do them. I think they did November, January, and March. So I have to look and see. Um, but yeah. But anyway, it looked like a cool event. I mean, there was a zillion people out yesterday flying. I took a picture of Valanta of the stream of planes flying over to Bogota. I mean, there must have been like there were 113 um 113 inbound for Bogota, which is pretty wild. So one of the things I hope they improve with the flight model in FS 2020 or 2024 rather is this business here, the plane just pitching up and down and up and down. Because a plane like this is so stable that it really shouldn't do that. I mean, there's nothing here that would make the plane do that. But that's all right. So, oh, I forget. Did I post that to the? I may have put. I guess I posted that to the Discord. I totally forgot about that. All right. So let's see. Actually, we're gonna be pretty much straight in runway niner. We are gonna be very much straight in runway niner at Eugenio Maria de Hostos International Airport, and it should be a good. Should be a good. It's kind of a bigger airport. The one that we're coming into right here. It's looks like a rather big airport. Um, D-Dog Tsunoda to ask him. It's funny because I don't like Yuki Tsunoda, but he's a good driver. I mean, relatively speaking, he's a good driver, but he's I don't know what it is at all. He's just I think it was the fact like as soon as he got in the car, like he's 21 years old and he's yelling at people and like swearing and it's like chill out, dude. But I guess not all Formula One drivers are chill. But yeah, Lance. I mean, Lance isn't bad, but you do have to wonder if he would be on that team if his dad didn't own it. So Dev Q&A on Wednesday. Okay, I gotta make sure I watch that. Dev Q&A Wednesday. So I remember to tune in for that. Um, and so for another trailer, full fleet of payware aircraft. First full flight the same. Yeah, I mean that's they're saying the stock airplanes are gonna be really good. So I think it's probably a good time to start descending here a little bit. And start heading down here. Hey Samuel, no worries. There's usually about half of the people in the usually about half of the people in the stream are not on beta, so we usually have about a 50-50 crowd. So either whether you're in the beta or not, you'll have people to fly with. Um, so this could get interesting flying up into the mountains here after this initial leg. I come right a little bit. Yeah, Michigo Blues non-beta too. So we usually have, like I said, we usually have about a 50-50 crowd. All right, power back just a little bit more. Nice. Yeah, I can't wait until this. But I guess we're not really that far away, are we? I mean, another week or so, and this is gonna be public. Be curious to see whether we get another beta release before uh, before the big release. Um, so it's kind of a short hop over to Adjuntas after this approach, but it's up in the mountains a little bit. It's up in, let's see, um, 2,340 feet above sea level, so it's more than a little bit. Uh, bring the props back here a little bit. Samuel, you're in good company. It's a good group of people you're flying with. So, let's see what the weather is here. Weather is 040 at 14, gusting 24. Ooh, that's a bit of a breeze. Altimeter's 299 or 6. That's a bit of a breeze that we're coming into here. And I don't know why why we're pitching up right now, but we are. The other thing I think is gonna be really cool in Flight Sim 24 is the live ship traffic, because you can see live ship traffic in little nav map, but it's just not replicated in the sim. So imagine we're going up in that direction on departure here. Alright, so once we get to about 1,000 feet, I'm going to level off. Bring the mixtures in here. Start slowing down. Should start seeing the runway pretty soon here. Can see an airplane, I think, in front of us. Alright. Alright, we'll get under 115, put the flaps in here. And we'll just settle in here for a little bit. You know, Sherwin, I was literally just thinking about that. And the funny thing is, like, we had uh, we had some really interesting weather into Santo Domingo on Friday, and it was like this kind of hazy, like mucky overcast. It was just awesome, and I just don't know that I think this weather needs that much of an improvement. You know, I mean, the one thing I think that looks interesting about it is cloud turbulence, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's probably worth getting just to look at. You know. Ah, there we go. I see the runway now. So, but I mean, the initial, it's weird. Like, initial reports of it seem to be like either people love it or people don't really see the point, you know? So we'll see. So wind is 070, which makes sense because I can tell we're getting pushed a little bit to the right here. So let's go fuel pumps on. I guess Cape Air flies in here, which is pretty cool. And I'm definitely flat right now. Just hold it up here until we get a decent glide path. Alright, we'll go props full forward. Bring the manifold pressures back a little bit. And hopefully we can get into the white arc here. There we go. Second notch of flaps. Alright, fuel pumps are on, flaps are set, mixtures and props full forward, seat belts are secure. So let's see here. Got the Pappies 4 white, but that's okay. 80 knots I'm happy with. There's one red. So said it's a gusty wind, but it also said it was coming out of the other direction, but that's okay. Alright, 80 knots. Let's keep a little bit of power in. Alright, bringing a little bit of power out now. Not too dissatisfied with that. Alright. There we go. That wasn't too bad for the first one of the day. And we got some traffic coming in. Let's see how we do, fellas. That was a nice looking landing. That was very nice. I'm just going to come right back around here. Head back for that end. Alright, let's see how we look. Oopsie, head on. We got one more. Let's see how we're looking. That's nice. That was very nice. Alright, lean the mixtures here a little bit. Fuel pumps can stay on. What is our next destination? Our next destination is PR20. I don't know if PR20 is going to be in the nav database, to be honest with you. But I guess there's one way to find out, right? Alright, bring the power out here. P R. Let's see here. Very short hop anyway, but PR 20. Ah, there we are. Whoopsie. There we are. Look at that. 114 on the heading. Alright, so this should be a little bit interesting because I think we're getting up into the mountains here. It looks a little bit cloudy up there, so we'll see. Alright, we got our crowd ready to go. Final approach course looks clear. Hey Kineas, how are you doing? And Bad Angus, yes, I mean, there's kind of some debate on that, but I mean, to me, there's no question that the ground handling is different. I mean, to me, there's no question it's different. No mixtures and props. Full forward, fuel pumps are on, flaps are set. Heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed is alive. A little bit of a crosswind. Nothing too big. And off we go. But Bad Angus, yeah, I mean, to me, there's no question. All right, so heading up of 114. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some climbing here. This might be a little bit of scud running here up into the mountains, but we'll see. Power's coming back. Manifold pressure or props coming back. My brain is not functioning. It's about 115. And we'll let the nose drop a little bit. Bring the flaps up. Yeah, I think this is going to be some interesting flying right here. Ben Angus, it feels way better, way better. 1,000 feet. Let's put our turn the fuel pumps off. Fuel pressures are good. It feels way better. Way better. All right. Trying to get my nose down here a little bit. Hey Daryl, what's going on? How are you? Guyana is one of my favorite places to fly to. I love flying to Guyana. Georgetown. Cool airport. It's beautiful, especially the flight back from um, Guyana to Trinidad. I really like that flight because it's all the sceneries on the left hand side for the captain. It's a beautiful flight up. So welcome aboard, Daryl. Good to see you, and welcome aboard, Bad Angus and Kineas. How are you? Good to see you guys. Welcome to the Sunday stream. And Bad Angus, yeah, it's or Bad Angus, if I'm saying I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Um, yeah, it's a really good sign. I mean, I just the first takeoff that I did in this stream was a stiff crosswind, and I was able to put crosswind correction in and hold it, and it worked beautifully. So, where am I going? Does anybody have any idea? All right, heading on 114 is what we're looking for. Yeah, there's gonna be some scud running right here. Gonna have to go at least 3,500. Betting is all right. So it's so funny sometimes trying to pronounce like whatever the the variety of YouTube names and stuff like that, the variety of channel names that people have. But glad to have you aboard. And let's see, I figure 3,500 will do it. But I mean, going back to active sky. I mean, honestly, I think this weather looks awesome. You know, I mean, we've got clearly like some scuzzy like undefined low clouds above and ahead of us, and this is, I mean, I've seen this stuff in real life, and this is what it looks like. I mean, sometimes you can't tell where it sort of ends. You can't tell where the horizon is, what's beyond what you can see. I mean, I just think this looks great, and I would absolutely not be flying this VFR, by the way, in real life. I would absolutely not be flying this VFR. This is a good way to kill yourself in an airplane. Doing something like this, flying into the mountains in like low clouds like this. Not a really good idea. So trying to get the trim in here a little bit. All right. So we'll see what we get ahead of us. The field is 2,400 and something feet. This field here I'm talking about. So, and it is runway 100 at 13 knots is the weather, runway 13. We might not see this runway until we're pretty much on top of it, is my feeling. Um, yeah, Sherwin, that's for sure. I mean, there's definitely, some cloud type issues, but at the same time, I mean, for stock weather, if you remember back, like what we used to have to live with, I don't know. Um, I'll probably get Active Sky into it. It's like I had, or I have Real Environment X for MS 2020, and it's very good. Um, the only thing that was kind of notable about REX was the fact that there is like a definitive um, transition. Like if the weather updates every 20 minutes, it will all kind of back out and clear and then fill back in. That's the only thing. Yeah, Wilbur, I totally agree. I mean, for me, that's one of the things about Microsoft Flight Simulator is to me, you could buy this sim, the base sim for, $40 or $60 or whatever it is, and not buy anything for it. You could fly stock planes, you could fly stock weather, you could fly stock airports, and you could be pretty happy with it, which is great. Um, Looking like some rain ahead, maybe. Like some rain ahead. Whoopsie, no. I don't know what I just did, but um, let's see. Runway is only 1,500 feet long, so it's pretty short. Pretty short runway. LNMVR. I'm not familiar with that, Jason. Let's see here. One thing I don't want is the airplane pitching up and down right now. Yeah, sure. When I'm the same, you know. Um, but the other thing too is that they've made. What did I say the runway was 13? Yeah. They've made it so easy to develop sceneries. I mean, that last airport we just landed at was freeware, and and this one's freeware too, if I find it. Um, this is interesting. And I think, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you one thing I think is going to be true. Oh, little nav map. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Little nav map is great. The only reason I started using it was to see because somebody created a package of all of the Sim Update 16 or World Update 16 um, points of interest, and they put it in little nav maps so you can see where all the. Oh, no way. Okay. Um, and you can see all the points of interest for Sim Update for World Update 16 Caribbean, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah, this is not something I would do in real life. In real life, I would head that way. I'd go find myself someplace to have a red stripe. And we got to be like right on top of this runway too. As a matter of fact, now that I'm looking at it. uh, Put in some flaps to get the fuel pumps on. Oh, it's right in front of me. I can see it now. Just see it coming out of the mist here. All right, here's a dodgy landing. You guys ready for this? Don't do this at home. Yeah, exactly. Where are you? I think it's over on this ridge. But I mean, as far as weather goes, look at this. I mean, come on. This is awesome. Where are you? I saw it. At least I thought I saw it. No, I must have missed it. I must, yeah. That must, I don't know. Oh, it's right there. And then there's a jet there. All right. Let's see here. Just keeping an eye on the airspeed and the terrain. All right. Boy, this one's going to be interesting. All right, I got to get the nose up here. Wow. I've lost this airport again. All right. Oh, there we are. Now this is bush flying right here. This is bush flying area. All right. Holy cow, this is sketchy. Wow. Okay, that was interesting. That wasn't what I was expecting. That was kind of crazy. Sure, Sherwin. I have a 12,700K and a 3080 Ti. So I assume that's Chris at the end of the runway, and I'm assuming that's supposed to be a DC-3. I gotta take a look at this airport real quick. This is wild. That was definitely one of the more interesting landings I've ever had. All right. Yeah, matey, this is. And Sherman, that wasn't too bad. The actual touchdown wasn't too bad. I'm not so sure about the approach. That was pretty sweet. All right, let's see what we got here. We got Chris coming in still. Chris is north of us. It doesn't look like he's moving though. And that's Buckman in the DC-3. All right. So now, where are we going now? We are going to. That was one of the more interesting approaches I have ever done. TJPS. That was interesting. All right. T. Oopsie. TJ. Barely see anything. TJ. Did I say PS? Yes. No, we're not going to the Netherlands. TJ. PS. I think that's it. Yep. There we go. Heading a 146. So I think the plan on the way out of here is just to get airborne and climb. That was nice, whoever did that. That was sweet right there. Buckman, the DC-3. That was a sweet landing, whoever just did that. And Buckman, we're going to be. Are you going to be able to get out of here, Buckman? I don't know if you're going to be able to get that airplane out of here. I'm trying to see who that was who just landed, but I can't. All right, so yeah. Let's see here. I don't know how quite we're gonna do this without. Buckman, glad to see you got out of the woods. So I'm gonna go straight out and just up. It's gonna go straight out and up. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Buckman. I don't know why it doesn't show the DC-3, but it doesn't. Um, all right, so winds are 100, and it sort of looks like this runway's a little bit uphill, doesn't it? So Buckman, I'm gonna be coming right at you. We'll see how this works. I'm more worried about clearing the terrain and not going off the end of this mountain too. All right. Fuel pumps on, flaps are set, mixtures and props full forward. Alright. Brakes are set. Power coming in. Bit of nose up trim is good. Alright, let's hope we don't hit anything. Airspeed's alive. Yeah, this is... Ooh, that's the tight fit getting out of there. That is a tight fit getting out of there. Alright. Buckman, I think I just saw you pop back in just as I was coming out of there. And man, this is max performance takeoff right here. Alright, we'll get the flaps up here. And actually, I don't know why I'm climbing towards a mountain when there's a valley over here. But I mean, this weather just looks awesome. It really does. And I think once we clear this ridge, it's pretty much going to be straight downhill. Because the destination airport's only 15 miles away, and it's at sea level, so. Alright, I think that should be good. Boy, that was fun. That was interesting. Let's see. Yeah, Hans, if one of you has the scenery and the other one doesn't, then you might have different like, you might see a floating airplane, in other words. Alright. So let me see. Yeah, this airport is at sea level, and it is not very far away. So, yeah, see. Hey Lamar, what's going on? We are just getting to Ponce. Let me type in the destination for you so you can see. We are just coming to that is our destination right now. And it is runway 12. So I'm going to square this off right now because I am way high. Let me get the nose up here and get some flaps in. Alright, there's flaps. That's going to help. As long as I can stay at about 110 knots, I'm good. Hey Bob, I mean that wasn't exactly like an easy place to land, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. So the south side of the island, it kind of makes some sense that there's some weather over this way because those mountains. Is that the runway right there? I believe it is. It is. So, not the most beautiful weather for a southern tour of Puerto Rico today. Yeah, Bob. I mean that one was kind of tough. I wouldn't I wouldn't give yourself any judgment on that one. All right, let's go fuel pumps on. Mixtures and props full forward. Let's get the nose up and slow down. Get into flap range here. All right. All right. Trim for 80 knots. Once I get myself trimmed for 80 knots, then I can. Oh, right off to the right here is the museum. There is a museum. Ah, right there. There's that little. That is the Museo Castillo. That's one of our points of interest in the whoopsie daisy in the Caribbean. Cool stuff. All right. Okay. Definitely a left crosswind here. So let's get over on center line. All right. One red, three white. 80 knots. Now, hopefully it clears up a little bit for the rest of this southern coast here. But there's a couple points of interest that we need to check out. Oopsie. Feeling a little floaty right here. Alright. See, this is another stock airport that I think looks pretty darn good. Get back to 70 knots over the numbers. Nice. All right. All right. Let's grease this one. That was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. I was happy with that one. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be proud if nobody crashed at that last airport, because that was pretty dodgy, as the Brits would say. All right, I'm gonna pull over here and take a look and see where everybody is, and then we can I can see some incoming traffic right there. Let me take a look at where everybody is, and then I'll see what we've got to do. I didn't even look at the carb gauges. That's not real too pleased. Hey, Pa, vielen Dank. Ja, das war gut. All right, let's have a quick look here where everybody is. And we've got Chris Loach on final. All right. Sebastian is on the ground. All right, so next up is watching Chris grease this one. Then we're going to PR 27. I'd almost be tempted to turn live weather off just to get a better view, but PR. But I like live weather. PR 27. There we go. Heading a 118. And let's see Chris grease this one on. That's looking like a very nice approach right there. That's looking like a very nice approach right there. That is looking good, looking good. You're making us proud, Chris. That was a nice looking landing right there. That was a nice looking landing right there. All right. I'll swing around the outside here. This is another short hop coming in. Buckman is, let me see, I haven't looked at the chat here in a second. Let me look at the chat here real quick. Ba, 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 ba. Let me hold up here. Let's see. Was my takeoff with a tailwind back there? I don't think I was. But let's see here. Buckman crash got up second time playing catch up. Oh, Jim, we're in Ponce, Puerto Rico right now. We are at Tango Juliet Papa Sierra. Tango Juliet Papa Sierra. There we go. Come on, post it. All right. And Jason, apparently at the last airport, I hit someone trying to catch up for the last airport. Lamar, you don't. Some of us are in the beta and some are not. So whether you're in the beta or not, you're going to have some people to join. Or you're gonna have some people to fly with. So you can join us in the beta or not in the beta. It's all good. And and we've actually got two more legs. We've got this short little hop here to Santa Isabel, and then we've got Patillas, which is X64. So let's see on Volanta who we got coming in here. Buckman is coming in the DC3. Buckman is coming in the DC3, and there he is. All right, so we got two little. Hey Jim, no problem. Glad to see you. Thanks for joining. RJ Davis or RJ Davis, RJ the Virus. What's going on? And oh, I got you. Yeah, I thought so too. All right, so I understood what you meant, Chris. All right, mixtures and props full forward. What heading did I say? 114, I think. Bring this around. I think that's what it said. All right. Approach looks clear. Mixtures and props full forward. Flaps are set. Fuel pumps are on. Yeah, I have Chris. I've got my turbulence on low, just because anything more than that is irritating. So let's get out on center line. Heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power is coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments in the green. There's Buckman. And let's get this nose down here a little bit. Alright, power 25, props 25. I'm going to do just 1,000 feet for this one. Bring the flaps up. That is a much faster airplane than mine. Alright. This should be a very short hop. I'm going to bring the manifold back to 21. I'm going to bring the props back to 21 because this is a really short hop. I mean, really short. Runway 10 here. Come on. Alright, so it's kind of in the middle of that peninsula out there. Runway 10. This is, I mean, look at that weather. It's just awesome. All right. This is cool. I've never seen the south coast of Puerto Rico in the sim. I meant to fly down here, but I've just never really had a reason to. Not that you need a reason to, but it's still pretty cool. All right. Let's see here. Should be pretty much straight in front of us. I would imagine it's not going to be in the middle of the Imagine it's not going to be in the middle of the wind farm there. All right, we'll go put some flaps in here. Fuel pump stayed on. So this is, I mean, I think yeah, watch out for the wind farm, exactly. I think this has been interesting in the same way that the Turks was, except for different. Like I definitely like doing the short hops, but like with multiple runways, it makes it more fun. But weather-wise, this has definitely been. I think it might be right off our nose right there. Weather-wise, this has definitely been different. That's for sure. Yeah, I think I see it. I think I see it. Looking, looking. Definitely got a left wind here. Is that it straight out? I think that's it straight in front of us. Trim some of this out here. Kind of think that's it. Let's go mixtures and props. Full forward, few pumps around, flaps are set. Yeah, that's got to be it. Boy, this is a headwind for sure, though. We're crawling right now. I don't know about you guys, but I like wind farms. I think wind farms are pretty cool. A lot of people don't like them. I think they're pretty cool. Oopsie. All right. Why are you not descending? Airplane. Airplane. Why are you not descending? Let's see here. All right, 80 knots. It's a little squirrely here. No, no, that wasn't the right wind correction, but that's okay. Whoopsie. Oh, I was gonna say, I thought there was more runway down here. There is. This is another one. This is a stock airport. Really not too bad for for a stock airport in southern Puerto Rico, you know? Not too bad in my opinion. I think that was Chris right behind me. Look at that the windmill right there. DC3 coming in. DC3 coming in. Going around. Or he's on the go. Yeah, he's on the go. And let's see. We got anybody else coming in here? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we got Jim Bridgman coming in here in the 182 RG. I'm going to get myself turned around here. And we'll see if we can see Jim on the way in here. Lean the mixtures a little bit. And he's on final. He's on final. Yeah, you can see that ghosting right there. I'm using DLSS quality so that so you can see Mr. Bridgman. That's awesome. I'm trying to remember. I don't think he's in the beta. And he'd probably just grease it on, and I can't see him. So, Alessandro, what's going on? How are you? Welcome aboard. And we got the DC3 coming around. Got the DC3 coming around. All right, so next up is X64. Come on, baby, get her down. Get her down, baby. Get her down, baby. Power out, power out. Nice. Nice. Nice landing. That was sweet. That was sweet. All right. And I don't think they're gonna have this airport in the X, what was it? X, let's see. X64. I gotta keep going here. No, X. $64. And it is in the system. That's awesome. All right. Heading a 100. And let's get our 100 dialed in here. Or one, I think it said 101. Doesn't make much difference. Oh, what just happened? Where did this come from? That's funny. I've actually never used that. I probably should. And people can see where we are. No, Chris, I mean the DC3 was. Oh, you're saying sorry to the DC3 that you didn't vacate fast enough. That DC3 landing was good. That was nice. All right, so mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps are on. Flaps are set. Check our trim. Trim set for takeoff. And takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed is alive. 70 knots. And rotate. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So we get a nice little trip along the coast here for a little bit. Gosh, it's pretty down here. Manifold pressures 25. Props 25. Let's drop the nose here a little bit. Bring the flaps up. So this is cool. This is cool. I've never flown along the southern part of Puerto Rico, and now I have. And aim probably right for the edge of that mountain out there, and we'll be good. Get 100 knots for cruise climb. This has been a fun flight. So again, I mean, nothing against ActiveX. I don't want to say anything bad about any products. I just don't know that I need it, you know? I think the stock weather just looks really good. 1,000 feet. Turn the fuel pumps off. Check the fuel pressures. Fuel pressures are looking fine. I just think, especially in the last like couple of weeks, I mean, I think the sim weather is looking awesome. I think 1,500 feet is going to do the trick for this leg. And there we go. Bring the power back. Props back. Nose down. Alright. Gross trim application. And let's see where it settles. Yeah, it's going to want to pick up a little bit of speed, I think. Yep. No. You're not going to climb. D-Dog, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Whoopsie, climbing too high. D-Dog, thank you so much for joining, brother. It was a good time. I appreciate it. Always good to see you. Alright, let's get the nose down. I'm just going to leave it here for a little bit and see what happens. Yeah, I should enable the nameplates too for the beta flights. Or for beta flights, for the group flights. Alright, we are We are 15 miles out. And we're getting some sunshine. Look at that. And there's definitely kind of a lack of cumulonimbus type clouds, you know, like the building clouds, which is the predominant cloud type in the Caribbean, of course, but it's alright. So let me have a look and see what the deal is with Patillas Airport. Winds are 12011, runway 10, and this is a closed airport, but somebody did the scenery for it. There's a lot of closed airports on Puerto Rico, especially on the west coast. FA-18. I can hear it. Yep, there it is. You can see the watch this. Whoopsie. Where are we going? Alright. So let me see if I can find out where on Earth we were going. Ground speed of 113 knots. So yeah, we definitely got a headwind. So it seems like it's going to be right here, right when we get past that little outcropping there. And again, the airplane is just totally unstable. Alright. Bring some power out here. Is that rain? That is radar. Holy cow, look at that. I didn't know we had radar. Learn something new every day, don't you? Alright, we're 10 miles out. I can't stand this constant up and down. It is so completely unrealistic and really annoying. Really annoying. Yeah, it's gotta be right past that little outcropping there. Alright. So once we get to 1,000 feet, we'll bring it back to 17 inches. Bring the nose up. And we'll get into flap range here at 115. There's 115, first notch of flaps. Fuel pump's coming on. Alright. This is Guyama, which I'm sure I have pronounced horribly. But definitely a cool stuff. There's the F-18. Alright. And we'll keep pulling that nose back here. We're about to get buzzed. Alright. I always wonder what these people are doing today, you know, as we're flying over in our pretend airplanes. Yeah, I think that's the airport right there. Looks like it right straight ahead. Not quite sure I'm seeing it. Suppose there's no reason to descend until I actually do, right? Let's see here. Can't be too far off. Looks like it's right where the terrain comes in, right where the beach comes in there. Ah, I see it. I see it now. All right, mixtures and props will forward fuel pumps around flaps are set. Yeah. There we go. Let's make this last one of the day a good one. 80 knots. All right. Let's see you land an F-16 at this one, or F-18. All right. Looks like we're going to have to drop this over some trees here. All right. I don't know why I get these floats in this plane. Look at this. I got power like all the way out and it's not descending. This happens all the time. But we have energy to expend in the form of altitude. Whoa. But that one was a little sketchy. Bring some throttle in just to get some. Yeah, that was terrible. that was. There's no hiding that. That one was not good. But that was some steep trees at the end of that runway. That was some steep trees at the end of that runway. Alright. Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. I always get these floats in this airplane where it just you get like about 500 feet above the ground and it just stops. And you know, Paul, I have to say, I have to admit, I never think of side slipping. I don't like side slipping. It's like an aversion from real life. I just don't like doing it. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I am not. That was a nice landing right there in DC-3. What just happened? oh gosh. All right, I'm gonna load back into where we just landed, guys. I'll be right there. I just hit a tree. while I was taxiing. I'll be right back in. Oh, that was funny. All right, hold on. X64. I'll be right there, fellas. Sorry about that. Uh, yeah, I guess I'll just load right here. It doesn't matter. Um, yeah, that was funny. Um, that was really funny. So, Paul, I just wrote down side slip because I need to practice those and get more comfortable with using them. Because you're right, I have a let's see, I'm just gonna why am I down here? Because I have a tool at my disposal that I'm not using, which of course is pointless. I'll try to, that's those are the trees I hit right over there. That was a really nice DC3 landing in a really tight spot. See, I don't like being uncoordinated low to the ground. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies. I just don't like it. But again, it's a tool that I am not using, and that is poor piloting. You should use all of the tools at your disposal. Oh no, I was wondering why the everything sounded so loud. I'll come down here and park. Hopefully I don't hit another tree. Alright. This is kind of a cool airport though. Mixtures idle, cutoff, throttles idle, turn the lights off, parking brake on, avionics master off, mags off, flaps are up, master and battery switches off. Let's open our doors. And there's a little hangar and such down there. This is kind of a cool little bush airport, you know? It really is. But Paul, yeah, that's no good. Hey Wilbur, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Appreciate you joining us today. It's always good to see you, Wilbur. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Um, and yeah, Chris, this down this end looks pretty good. I don't know why the DC3 is showing up as an A320 today. But yeah, Paul, so airspeed control on the side slip, absolutely. Um, but it's something I need to look at because it doesn't even cross my mind, which is what bothers me more than anything else. You know what I mean? Like I should at the very least think about it. Think about it as an option. Hey Hans, thanks for joining us. It was great. This is a fun one. They're all fun in their own way. This that mountain landing was pretty interesting for sure. This is kind of a cool like Caribbean backcountry. You know what I mean? Um, hey Wilbur, thanks man. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Let me see what we got. If we've got anybody else coming. We have got Captain Gaskin. Captain Gaskin in the P-38 Lightning coming in. Now that would be cool. Here we go. For some reason, the P-38 Lightning is coming up as an F-18. But yeah, Buckman, this is good stuff. No, and glad Wilbur and Hans had some company for their flight today. That's great. Let's see what we got here coming in. We have got Jason coming in the Islanders, so we got one more coming in. And it's just that tree right there was the one that got me. Hans, you have a great night too. Thanks for coming out. All right, Jason. Yeah, for sure, Paul. I think the DC-3 landing was the best of the bunch so far. See what Jason's got for us. That's great, Bob. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, we had like 20, 25 people at one point. 25 to 30 people. So it's cool to see we got some non-beta and some beta people in. I'm really looking forward to when we can all fly together. It's gonna be great. All right, here we go. Grease it, grease it. Looking good. Looking good. Nicely done. Nicely done. Look at this. This is great. That should be the P-38 Lightning, no? I think that should be the P-38. I'm gonna look over on Volanta. And we've got one more. Got Captain Gaskin coming in. Got one more coming in, looks like. There's another shot in the P-38. Awesome, Wilbur. And let's see. Here comes Lamar. That's funny. Here comes Lamar. I don't know if he's beta or non-beta, so I don't think I can see him. Whoa! That was Lamar. All right, guys, this was a good flight today. I appreciate everybody coming out. Um, yeah, dodging big jets. Bob, Jason, Wilbur, awesome to have you guys along. Lamar, thanks for coming out. It's good to see a new face. Good to see we saw a couple new faces today, and definitely come back. Lamar, join us in the Discord. We fly every Wednesday and every Sunday. You're more than welcome to join us anytime you want to. And Paul, thanks for coming by again. Good to see you. And I'm gonna look. I gotta look at my side slips. I really do. It's a weak point in my flying. But Hans, Buck, Wilbur, Chris. Let's see who else we've got here. Buckman, D Dog is had to go. Jim, good to see you. Alessandro Montoya, good to see you as well. Join us in the Discord if you ever want to fly with us. Please feel free anytime. RJ DeVirus, good to see you today. Samuel, good to see you, and thanks for joining. Thanks for flying along. Really appreciate it. This is a good flight today. Really had a good time. So I hope everybody else enjoyed themselves. Sherwin, if you're still here, have a great day. Matey, good to see you again as well. Hope your round the world flight goes well. D Dog, always good to see you, sir. And Bet Ingus, if you're still with us, good to see you as well. And Caneas, thank you for coming out as well. Sherwin, good to see you as well. This is a good turnout today, really good turnout today. So I hope you guys all had as much fun as I did. And here we go again. I think that was the P-38. I think that was the P-38, which actually looks like a pretty cool airplane, by the way. But yeah, this was a challenging flight. Samuel, thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it. Make sure like I said, we fly Sundays and Wednesdays. About this time, and sometimes we'll do it on Fridays as well. So join us in the Discord, and that's where we'll talk about our schedules and our destinations. But this was a good flight, Bob. I enjoyed this one. Quite a variety of airports on this one. It was a good time. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm gonna let you guys go. Let you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And hey, Paul, absolutely. Oh, you tried to join the Discord, but it didn't work. What did it tell you? Let's see here. Let's get that squared away before I leave. I don't want to leave you. Let's see here. It should be. Let's see here. Paul, it should be that right there. Have a look at that, Paul, and tell me if that works for you. If it doesn't, let me know. Because it should. Now that I've got the channel, we've got like 7 boosts, so it should work just fine. So let me open up Discord as a matter of fact. And we'll have a quick look here. And do do do. See, Giuliano just joined in. Kiwi Flyers joined in. That's awesome. Neville Twambalili. But I don't see Paul yet. I always get something called Bird. Huh. Um, Paul, send me an email. That's weird. Send me an email, Paul, and we'll see if we can get you squared away. Because I don't want you to be denied access here. I don't know why, but shoot me an email and we'll take care of it. We'll get it figured out. But all right. Looks like I am on my own. All right, Paul. Shoot me an email. We'll get that squared away. But everybody, thank you for coming out again. It was a good time, and we will see everybody again on Wednesday for more of the same. We're gonna be heading towards let's see where we're gonna be heading on Wednesday. We're gonna be heading up towards Vieques and Culebra. I think is gonna be the plan. So I will talk to you guys on Wednesday. Have a great rest of your Sunday, guys.